Hello and welcome to Farming Simulator 2017 with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys and girls are well and enjoying your day, whatever you're up to. Right, so today we are going to be hopefully planting some corn. This is purely just because we need some for the... It's not going to let me refill it from there. Does it let me refill it from here? There we go. Yeah, obviously we need corn for the pigs and stuff. I've done a little rework of my seed refill course plates, purely because they didn't incorporate fertilizer. Now I'm hoping this works. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to re-record it again. Right. For you guys that didn't watch the live stream, sorry I missed you. And he hasn't got around watching it in the archives yet. I can understand that. We've got busy lives. But if you haven't got around to seeing that, I was mentioning that I've got a new microphone set up. And I've got a Audio Technica 2100, and again, like I've been saying in Car Mechanic, it's a bit of a work in progress. I've got some ironing out to do to make sure it's all set up. So if there's anything you spot or anything like that, let me know, and I'll try and work on it a bit more. Sound level's okay at the moment. Looking at it. Does this thing extend? No, it doesn't. Alright, okay. So, first things first. What field's this? This is field 20. Work out the distance, start and direction. Oops. Northeast, heading west, work out course, cool. And if I combine this with this one, I'm hoping this works now. Should do, by rights. Dry, fertilising and seeding, isn't it? And start first waypoint. Drive course. Is it? Oh no. Ridge markers, take ridge markers off, thank you. Don't need them. Right. Let her go off on her way. Right, okay. What? This one can do another field. What I'll do is I'll rent out another seeder. See how much they are actually. See how much the seeders are. Because we've got a fair amount of money in the bank. Where are the seeders? Yeah. So we need one that's going to have corn in it, isn't it? That one. How much is that one? To buy, it's 20 grand. To lease, it's going to be 200. I'm going to lease it for now, just to save on the pennies, so to speak. Let's go and pick that from the farm. well, from the garage. We've still got the Mac and the trailer here rented out, and we'll all turn up at some point. It's just coming useful because it's got bigger. I can carry a bit bigger amount, and we'll be going grabbing some. I've got some compost in the silo already. So I need to go and drop that off and start ploughing that into the to the greenhouses. Now, something you guys may be noticing as well. I've gone through a slight. I've mentioned it in Car Mechanic, but for you guys that don't watch that again, I'm going through a slight transition on my logo. I've changed over to a new one. You know, big thanks again to Jimmy for making that for me. I didn't ask him to do that. He just made it. Again, I will put a link in for his Facebook group. He's quite a talented little artist. You know, I got it wrong. I thought he was like signed up to some record deal, but it's his own music which he released or something. But he you know, very artistically, well, very artistic, I should say. He's quite good with, you know, when it comes to pen, paper, graphic design. I think he does well. He did a bit of, I'd say not graphic design so much, but he does use, like, I don't know what software he uses for his art side of it. It could be a version of Paint, I guess, but I've seen some of his work. Now, because there's that whole problem with field, I've got the same problem with, which field is it? Field 1 is the same problem as I've got with field 2. Because of the board, it's so close to the come on, refill, thank you. Because it's so close to that fence, it keeps on clipping out, so I'm going to just do probably 2 headlands with courseplay and see if that works out better. Put the cover back on. Need to get some grass cut as well today. Again, we're out of grass. So there's something else I need to do. Another thing, you might say again, you see my thimbles, I'm sort of like pushing the boat out on the thimbles. I'm trying to sort of like make them, you know, incorporate my image into them, you know. Just initially, you might see slightly different sort of like texts on there or whatever. I'm just, you know, just kind of make them stand out a bit, make them look a bit more professional. And again, it sort of promotes the brand and the channel and everything else. Yeah, this is the fence that they get stuck on. This fence here, so I'm going to get them to do at least 2 headlands. It seems right. 2 headlands should do it. So this is field 1, isn't it? Just double check. Yeah. So first things first. Field 1. that. Just recalculate. It should be automatic, but I always double check, make sure. Yeah. So if I bring up the map, oops, I keep hitting the wrong button. So south west. Oh, I add it then. Oh, no. Southwest. Heading north. And that should be it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, cool. Oh, hang on. So field 1. Forgot to put the headlands in. Let's put at least 2 of them in. Now work out the course. There we go. Right, and that should hopefully avoid that problem with the fence. I say hopefully, might be coming back, might be proving me wrong. And now I need to incorporate seed reel field 1 as well. Drive it first, waypoint, and it's corn we need, isn't it? Now, does he have a ridge mark? Yeah, no, Ray doesn't have a ridge mark, so it's activated. Oops. Bit too far in. I can tidy that up as and when I need to. Get rid of the map. Get rid of that. That should be enough of a clearing for him. Next thing I've got to do, I'm gonna get this this over here and get attached to the lawnmower stuff. Yeah, another thing, before I forget, this one's for Sinky. He was saying about how to get rid of the crosshairs. In the main game, I don't see any settings. You can do it using the console, but then it takes everything away. But if you've got game extension, and then go onto there, you can just toggle it on or off, and it's gone. Oops. And on again. So you can sort of like toggle it on and off on the fly, so to speak. Right, what I might do is use another tractor as a point of reference on this, because the problem is not so much this isn't the problem at all. This more or less clears it, where sometimes it does get snagged on the barriers, but does 9 times out of 10 it does clear it. Problem I've got is the loader. So I'm going to grab which tractor we've got. Has this got enough horsepower to tow? How much horsepower does that? Actually, quickly look in the shop. That'll soon tell me. So the loading wagon needs 88 horsepower. Oh no, 120 horsepower. So what's that got? That's got 100. That's 135. So I can use that if it needs to. Yeah, looks like I'm going to be using the Fent over there. That's got enough horsepower in it. So I'm going to use the Fent. Hitch this up. I'm going to use this as a point of reference for the next bit of the exercise. Hitch. Still need to get dirts with a beacon on it as well. I did just do one off screen, a quick record, quick courseplay recording around this field, but I just want to double check it's got enough clearance. So, oops. Because the problem is when, because courseplay doesn't back up, it wants to drive round, then back up. So, and the problem is this fence over here. So I'm gonna save there, because that still gives it enough of a turning circle. It's a bit OTT, but I'd rather be OTT than not give enough headland on it to avoid that fence. Double check what that other dude is. Yeah, it's cool. I think he'd probably do this in one go. I could be wrong though. We'll soon find out. Where's that? Come on, John Deere. Not John Deere, sorry. Dirt. Right. Let's just quickly... I think this is where I set it up from, actually. I could be wrong. Let's pretty quickly bring up Grassfield 1. It's not far out. Looking at it, I'm gonna re-record it again though, because I just want as much chance as I can without having to keep coming back between this and that. So I know it's gonna leave like a I'll leave a bit of a gap. The sides don't matter too much. It's those end bits the problem. So let's minimise that. And then make a nice gradual turn here, leaving a fair amount of space between that and that. Again, make a nice gradual turn around here. This doesn't matter too much because there isn't much for it to collide with along here. I'd still leave a bit of a headland there, and then leave a bit of a headland along here as well. It's that fence that's the problem. This could still prove to be a problem later, depending on those hedges are collidable or not. Oops, I'll probably cut that a bit too far, but again, I'd rather have a gap because it'll run into that hill otherwise. And I think there's a certain amount of which farmers, someone would have to correct me if I'm wrong, but when they do cut a grass field, they tend to leave well, they have set aside fields anyway, but if they do have to cut a field, they tend to leave a certain percentage of the headland for the animals, that just so then they've got somewhere to escape to, etc, etc. I could be wrong. I've seen them cutting fields all the way round to the hedges. Probably not exactly parallel with this either, which probably doesn't help a great deal. Slow down so I can see the first marker. And line up. Try and line up with that as straight as I can. There we go. Stop. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, so... Ah, I just deleted it! Idiot! I was supposed to save it. Okay, try that again. Sorry, rinse and repeat, peeps. Just in case you missed it the first time round, let's do it again. No, just joking. Oh, come out a little bit further on that just in case. I think we'll be alright. I don't think they're collidable, but just in case. Again, leaving a little bit of a gap between that and that. Leave that. I know it seems a waste of grass. I can always just collect up the remainder. Off screen or whatever. Again, just leaving enough. Say that far. Just enough to give it a bit of a chance of a turn. That still may get snagged up on that hillside there, but because I can't see the first point through the fog, I'm just going to guess this is roughly whereabouts we need to be. Try and line up with the first point if I can. Again, not ideal. In fact, I mucked up on that. So I'm going to back up to roughly... Oops. Here, gently just head towards it. No sharp turns, remembering. That's probably better. Yeah, it's better than it was. Cool. Right, okay. Now this time, Kev, try and save it. Don't delete it. Save. GF. Oh, this is where it doesn't want to work. Let me save it. GF1. Cool. Right, okay, so now I can get this guy cutting on here. Hopefully it won't be too much of a disaster. So it's field work, isn't it? Which it's on. Extend both back and the front. I don't think it make much difference, but just in case. That did. Cool. And so this, looking at the map again, this is going to be southwest. No, south east, I should say. Southeast, heading north. You don't need to worry about headlands. Work out course. Cool. Drive from first checkpoint. Little Ford can't power all them. This does work with them. Well, New Holland. I still call them Fords. Right, let's get this guy out of the way, because he's going to get in the way otherwise. I'll get him parked up out. Actually, where can I park him where he's not going to be in the way? I'll just park him over here, drive through this hedge. Oops, no, there's a... No! I'll just park him over from the farm. I think it's probably the sensible option. Just park him over here for now. And this little... I think... Look at the garage again. I think the Widow... doesn't need that much horsepower to run it. No, only 75 horse. So I think this little Massey could probably get away with doing that. Oh no, yeah, it's 95, so that should be fine. Where is it? Should be over here. There it is. Should really put lights on. Don't think this has... This has them lights. Seems legit. Right. So I can get him ready. I won't set him off yet because I don't want him inadvertently catching up to the guy that's cutting the grass. I'll wait until he's finished doing that. And see how it's doing. It's doing quite well. Could be she. Yeah, she's doing quite well. Oh, okay. I say he or she. Yeah, I think that's enough, more than enough room for that thing to turn around in. He didn't refill on the fertilizer, did he? Or did he? Oh no, he did. He's going around. Phew. Phew. Okay, right. So we know that's all working well and good. What I might do is get this and start taking some of the compost down to the main farm. On the greenhouses. While they're doing all that. This doesn't have any beacons. I will turn the lights on though. And fill up on compost. Again, another thing for you guys that have been sitting there watching from the beginning, thinking, well, okay, he hasn't mentioned anything about the competition. Right, here we go. The competition. It's going to be a bit more. Have I got compost in here? Where is it? I'm sure I put some in here. Yeah. A bit more of a mystical one. Make it, hopefully try and make it a bit fairer on everyone, and not just people jumping in and trying to get the £20 Steam gift voucher. So this is the second, the second of two which I've done, and in order to enter this competition, at some point in this video, a random image would have flashed up. For you keen-eyed people, you'd have spotted it. What I want you to do is I want you to make up a sentence using the image you saw in the sentence. For example, if I used bananas, I'm not going to use bananas, by the way. If I used bananas in the image, you're going to sit there and go, oh yeah, bananas are great for potassium, and part of, you know, a good healthy lifestyle. Or if I used, let's say, a picture of a thumbs up, you know, you could use the again, I'm not going to use a picture of a thumbs up. Where do I need to go? Oh, I need to go this way. Actually, can I get down through there? Maybe. You can use that as a context. Just make the sentences clean, peeps. Don't put any swear language in there or bad words in there. Just make a nice, simple. Doesn't have to be like long sentence. It can, you know, just a nice, quick, simple sentence involving the image that you see in it. So that is what you need to do. So first of all, if you haven't done already, please like. Second of all, if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Then third thing you need to do in the comments down below is, like I said, use the image that you may have seen in the sentence. If you see a sentence which has already been made up, again, try and think of another sentence or something along those lines. I don't want to make it overly complicated, but I just want to try and make it a bit more fair on you guys, if you're long-term subscribers that have entered. The competition will end on the 2nd of the 2nd, 2018. That's the 2nd of the 2nd, 2018 at 12 PM Greenwich Mean Time. It's the 2nd of the 2nd, 2018 at 12 PM Greenwich Mean Time. Almost hit that fence. I did hit that fence. And I'm stuck. Why are you stuck? There's no reason why you should be stuck. That seems legit. Try going around it then. Come on. Thank you. But just to go over the rules again. Again, first of all, if you haven't liked, please do. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and make sure that your subscriptions are public and your profile's public, so I can see who you are, because if I can't see you, you automatically are not allowed to enter. like the last competition, I need to make sure I verify that you are subscribed, and I can contact you by PM you via YouTube. Once you've liked and obviously subscribed, make sure you make up some sort of sentence using the image that you've seen. Once you've done that, I will reply back with a thank you very much, your unique draw number is. Again, remember that unique draw number, because you'll need that for when I do the number generation. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the episode, and good luck to everyone on the competition. If you did enjoy the episode, again, please feel free to like, if you haven't done so already. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, please feel free to share. It helps me out a lot, and I don't mind you sharing. Now, why won't you tip? Why am I stuck? That should be... No, it's back where now, isn't it? If you didn't like this, please feel free to dislike, but please leave a comment down below to the reasons why you didn't like it, so I can improve in the future. And if you're new to my channel, you see future episodes of this or anything else that I'm working on, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.